Hello, flosstube. I couldn't get the lighting to work right where I normally do my videos, so I switched over to where my husband usually sits, and so this week you get a much more interesting background to look at. If anybody celebrates Easter, I hope you had a really good Easter. If not, I hope you had a really good March. I'm sorry this video is at the end of the month. I haven't really had a lot going on, so I've had to wait till I had something to talk about since my videos are always so short. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with a finish. My cousin's birthday is coming up, and she was always after me to do a cross-stitch piece for her. And so I finally was like, well, what do you want? And she's like, she likes tattoos, and there's a tattoo that's popular. It's boys whatever, cats forever. And so she wanted it to say that. And so I picked a piece from a needlepoint book by Julie Hassler called Needlepoint Cats. And the pattern is called Collector's Cabinet because it's meant, the square was meant to go inside of a little curio cabinet, kind of like this. And so I had to kind of put it together from bits and pieces of things. I did a cat for the B and the C. And so her birthday's coming up real soon, and so I'm going to give that to her. Just need to get it framed. And that was the only finish, and because I worked on that all month, I didn't get anything done on the, it's not the pumpkin passport, because that's Cloud's Factory. No. It is a pumpkin passport because it's frosted pumpkin. Duh. So I just moved it into a bigger frame, or moved it around in the frame. I need to fix that because it's all tilty and it's driving me crazy. And I also, with the help of my friend, made my first Grime Guard, and I love it. And we used the video tutorial by the left-handed stitcher, Trisha, rather. Sorry. And, oh, I didn't grab that. Excuse me. This is my other one that I made. I had to move the postcards from around the world into, I put the extensions in my Q-snap and made it bigger, and so this doesn't fit that one. It fit it when it was smaller. If I thought about it, I should have made it a bigger one. So, I've made Grime Guards. And I finally started my Mirabilia. I haven't done a lot on it. And I think it goes this way. This is the mermaid. So just a little bit of her tail. I love working with the silks. They're so expensive, but so nice. So I finally got that started. I think what's worrying me the most is not really the stitching. It's going to be when it comes down to the beading and getting the beads on there good. And oh, I almost have March done for postcards from around the world by Cloud's Factory. I just need to fill in the postcard and do the back stitching, but that is just about done. I should be able to finish that today. So I moved this into a bigger frame. I accidentally spilled a drop of chocolate shake onto the corner. Still see the stain, and I don't know what to do about it because it's dyed. It's not color fast. But my cat got into it and chewed it, so I've had to put fabric glue on it to keep it from fraying because she split it's Hardinger, so it's not quite set up like the Ada, and it's split, and I think this hole is gonna wind up right in the middle of a postcard, so I have to get to that, figure out what to do with it. But it's the last month, so I just go put it off for now. So that's all my whips. Did the Grime Guards. I made a new needle minder. It is Jack Skellington on a boot, so it's a Jack boot. And I was going to make one out of this, but then I realized that it flips around. So, and there's no space really on the back to stick the magnet without it showing. So this is just going to have to be a pin. But I was kind of disappointed because I got that the Haunted Mansion cross stitch going. I was going to use that on that. Well, hello. The pocket. Can I help you? He comes in and fusses at me. With the little bit of the tax refund amount that I was able to keep, I found a roll of 10 yards of 18 count Ada on Amazon that was on sale, and so I bought that. So I'm now the proud owner of a huge roll of 18 count fabric. I was so surprised because the only rolls I ever find are 14 count. Those are the only rolls I can ever be able to find, and I do not like working on 14 count. It's too big. I don't like how big the holes are. So, but no, it's 18 count, and I love it. We just recently went to Savannah, Georgia, because I had an unexpected amount of days off, but because my husband and my cousin who usually comes with us on trips couldn't come, we just went up. I went up with my mom, and we stayed the night, drove up, and then stayed the night, and then drove back. And so it was a very quick tour, but we really loved Tybee Island with the lighthouse, and I couldn't find any LNS in and around Georgia or Savannah. So the only thing I got was they had a lighthouse pattern for sale at the shop. So I got that. And I'm thinking I'm going to stitch this because they had a stitched sample and it's about this big. And I'm going to stitch it on a smaller count and try to take the pictures that we took from climbing. There's almost 200 stairs in this thing. I was dying. So could have put pictures around it when I frame it and get it done. And the only thing left for this month was I just came back from my LNS, the group that stitches every Wednesday, and I of course couldn't leave without getting some things because I'm bad. So I was going through stuff and I found she's got this entire collection of Victorian houses across America, and I wanted to buy them all, but there was like 50 of them and I could not afford that. So I picked out my favorites. That was my favorite part of Savannah, was the Victorian houses with the ironwork. So pretty. If you ever get the chance to go, highly recommend it. East Bay Inn is awesome. I mean, it almost looks like photograph. It's really good. That one. And then there was one that I kept coming back to, but the price was really, really high. And so when I was checking out, I was lamenting to the cashier, and she actually did a really huge discount for me, and so I was able to get the Pumpkin Patch Farm sampler. And it's by the Victoria sampler, and it came with the pack of silks, which is why it was so expensive. It's got the pack of silks, and so you can find the both the pattern and the silks on 123 Stitch. But she gave me, I went and looked, and it's a huge discount. I was so happy. So that, I think, is unfortunately it. I don't know how how people get really long videos. So I'm going to call it for now. Hopefully I'll come back sooner. I hope you all have a really good stitching week, and I'll see you next time.